behind the layers of the emotional heart, there is the inner cave of the heart. There is this inner center of knowing. Now, one of the most beautiful things about that inner cave is that it instantly connects us with reality that is timeless, that is unaffected, that is the purest or highest self, and it is untraumatized, unhurt, undamaged, and indestructible. One day science will come to realize the heart as another center of intelligence. There are already 4 initial steps toward it. But at a certain point, science will realize that the brain is not the only center of intelligence in the body, that the human body is actually contains different centers of intelligence, and that we don't perceive or understand only through the brain. Right now, we are simply attached to a certain paradigm that gives us a sense of security. So for mystics, it has always been clear that the heart, and that is perhaps the first most important thing for us to know about the heart, is that it is not only another mind, but that it is the foundation of the mind. It is like the deepest mind, the deepest layer of the mind. Our very interpretation of this duality of heart-mind is ridiculous. We can say heart is the deepest layer of mind, and then there are on top of it other layers, more superficial, more that serve that deeper layer. Heart is the deepest layer of awareness, the deepest layer of intelligence, but its intelligence has nothing to do with thinking. It is, and therefore, when we want to find confidence, and we look for that confidence or that certainty or doubtlessness in the mind, we will never find it. Because mind as thinking is based on opposites. So whenever there is certainty, there is also doubt. There are always opposing perspectives. Heart is the only source of doubtlessness, conviction, because it is the source of knowing. Knowing, it's when you know something. And it precedes thinking. There are so many things that can be relevant to the question, what is most important for us to know about our hearts. But perhaps the one thing that I will mention again is that the most important is to know that behind the layers of the emotional heart, there is the inner cave of the heart. There is this inner center of knowing. Now, one of the most beautiful things about that inner cave is that it instantly connects us with reality that is timeless, that is unaffected, that is the purest or highest self, and it is untraumatized, unhurt, undamaged, and indestructible. So that means that the heart is a source of power, the only source of power that we truly have, and we think that it is a source of vulnerability, fragility, and that we need to protect it. That is the point. Our wish to protect the heart at all costs, and thereby to keep it and to keep it closed so as to protect it, is one of the greatest illusions that we have. Because it's like we are concealing the greatest source of power. And that is why this is my second answer. How do we cultivate an open heart? The answer is exactly when we want the most to close it. This is when we cultivate an open heart. There are moments, because you see, to keep our heart open when we are in safe surroundings, with reassuring people, as people nowadays call it, I don't feel safe, or I feel safe, as if we are extraordinarily vulnerable, fragile beings. But it is exactly when your mind screams, close your heart now, do it, you are in danger. Give in to mistrust, to suspicion, to vengefulness, to hatred, to anger, to self-protection, all that. This is exactly the moment when you need to do the very opposite. Because if you do the very opposite, if you open your heart, you leave it open, you realize that love is much stronger than all these emotions. Love doesn't need self-protection. And this state of tenderness or openness or loving kindness cannot be destroyed.